Hey everybody, welcome back to Pal here. My name is Pal. Today I'm going to do a video, not really like a how-to or anything, but more just a why, I guess. Video where I'm going to be talking about hopefully fixing this amp. So this is a nice little tube amp that I've had pretty much the whole time I've been living in Hungary and playing guitar here. Well, maybe not the whole time, but very close to it. And it's made by this guy in Hungary. It's called a Cox brand amplifier. He basically has a couple of different types that he does. This is roughly a Fender Bassman type of circuit, I guess. And I think this is maybe 40 watt or so amp, maybe 60, I don't remember exactly. It's got two 6L6s and two 12AX7s in the preamp. And it's a great little amp. It has spring reverb in the back, you can see here. And it's got a Celestion 7080 speaker. Pretty nice little amp. I really enjoy it. And the reverb sounds really nice. It's cool. It's got that, you know, Fender kind of chime and everything that people like and associate with Fender amps, which I've always been a fan of Fender amps. I've mostly played through those. Most of my playing has been done through those types of amps. But anyway, recently, and by that I mean probably months ago, I was using this amp and it was left on for a long time. I was playing with somebody and we kind of went off and did a whole bunch of talking, and when we came back, the amp had been left on and it was no longer functioning. And the symptoms were that the power light is on, but the standby light would not come on, and no matter what you did with it, there was no sound at all whatsoever. And also none of the tubes were even lighting up. So after doing some troubleshooting, I had a good friend of mine who is an electrical engineer and quite handy with fixing tube amps and a whole bunch of other stuff. I basically found out that the power transformer had gone. So thankfully there was contact information and details and information about the voltages and everything right on the handy dandy little sticker here on the side. So I was able to source a replacement, which I have right here, and we are going to be fixing this. Like I say, I'm not going to really be going into the details of how we did the troubleshooting or how to even change it. I'm just going to more or less talk about why it's good to learn some basic troubleshooting skills and some basic electrical know-how. I've done a video a while back about fixing your own cables. This is definitely a couple steps above that, I would say. And up until very recently, like, I wouldn't have even felt comfortable doing anything inside the amp, because it does have potentially lethal voltages and whatever, you know, stored in the filter capacitors and things like that. So this is not something where I'm recommending you go and poke around in your amp or try to fix things. All I'm trying to say is that you can go out and learn some of these things. I'm going to link a couple of videos that I found extremely helpful, both in kind of trying to understand just basic troubleshooting and maybe the different components of the amp and like the different sections, like the preamp and power amp and all this kind of stuff, trying to understand how to read a schematic and kind of understand how things are done and whatever. I've found these videos incredibly useful, and I'm going to link them in the description for anybody to check out. And then also just learning how to safely discharge the voltage from the capacitors. You can do that with very basic, tools. Hold on, let me see if I can show you guys my little chopstick tool here that I made for discharging the capacitors. I basically used this little banana plug. Or no, it's not a banana plug. What do they call this? I don't even know what they call these things. Alligator clips. Sorry, alligator clips. You can, connect this to ground, and then basically what I have here is I put a resistor in the circuit here. So when we touch this to a capacitor, it's going to discharge through the resistor here. This is heat shrink tubing to make sure you don't get electrocuted, and then basically goes to ground. Again, I'm not telling you how to do this. I'm not telling you to do this. I'm just saying that this is kind of what I've been learning about and what I use to be able to safely discharge the amp and be able to muck around in it without electrocuting myself. And I will link a video of an explanation of that, and then maybe even I think there was a separate video where I learned how to make this little guy. So pretty handy information. I think it's good for everybody to know if you're dealing with your own amps and you just want to save yourself some money. I think bringing this to an amp tech and spending the money to diagnose that this is the problem, you know, that would have cost me quite a bit of money. And now I should hopefully be able to just simply go in there, desolder the leads from the other one and put in the new one, and you know, put in the bolt here and, you know, bolt it down, and we should be okay. So stay tuned. I'm going to try to do the repairs, and then if it works, I'm going to show you guys that it works. See you in a bit. All right, guys, everything's put back together. We got the new transformer in, and power light's on, but that was on before too. But the good news is the tubes are lighting up. So that is a good sign that this will hopefully work. Now, let's see what happens when we flip the standby switch on. Yay! And I can hear the hum coming through the speaker already. So I'm fairly certain it's already working. Let's plug in a guitar real quick and see what happens. Okay, I think everything's turned down right now. So we will turn things up to about the way I usually have things. Got some volume, got some reverb. Yeah, all right. Reverb works, everything works. Fantastic. Man, I am so happy. All right, sweet. That's a successful project completed. I'm really happy. Saved myself quite a bit of money. Didn't have to bring it to an amp tech, and was able to do the work myself. I did kind of cheat a little bit. I'll tell you guys what I did. I did not go in and do a nice repair where I would have desoldered all of the connections inside of the amp, and then, you know, I would have had these leads going all the way in. I would have had to do a bunch of work. I would have had to take off the boards inside and desolder everything. So what I did was I was just really kind of lazy. I chopped off all the leads on the outside, and then I just connected the leads to the leads. I used heat shrink to make them all safe, and, you know, none of the connections are exposed now, and that's all I did. So it's a little bit ugly, but I have ideas for this amp later on, like some additional changes and upgrades and repairs. So at some point I may kind of do something with this too, but I didn't really feel like messing with that right now, and I just wanted to get it up and running as quick as I could. So that was it. So yeah, anyway, like I say, definitely check out the links in the description for the other videos that help you kind of understand how to begin, you know, kind of poking around in your own stuff safely, because I have to stress that again, the amps do have potentially lethal voltages inside of the capacitors. It is not a good idea to go mucking around or touching things if you are not comfortable with using a multimeter and learning, you know, to read a schematic and find out which capacitors have, you know, how many volts in them, and etc., etc. So again, I repeat, this is not meant to tell you go and start messing around with your own amps and fix your own stuff. I am expressly telling you to just get educated and try to learn more stuff so that you feel comfortable, and you know, preferably get some help from a friend. I felt confident in my friend, you know, walking me through stuff that you know, I was going to be safe doing this. So anyway, that's it for the video. Hope you guys liked it. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, and yeah, see you in another video soon. Bye.